Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the B-Leaguers podcast, brought to you by the Koyo Store. Head to thekoyostore.com/B-Leaguers and use promo code all caps B-Leaguers for 5% off your order. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the most inconsistent podcast on planet fucking Earth. My name is Flynn. We obviously have Sam. We're chilling. It's been a month since our last episode because, like I said, consistency does not exist here.
We're consistently inconsistent.
I think we titled that. I think we titled an episode early on that too. To be honest, I think we really did. God damn it, we're
the 15s.
Yeah, probably.
Did I say that?
Yeah, probably something way back when. God damn. Anyway, yeah, we're back. I figured we might as well give you guys something to listen to. Obviously, quarantine sucks. Hope you're all staying safe. Hope you're all, if you are essential workers. God damn, I've heard the word essential so many fucking times in the last 2 months. I never want to hear that word again once we're done with this shit.
Oh my god. And the terrible thing is I used to use it in commentary, and now I'm like, I don't want to.
No,
like,
never again.
Like,
never
this
again.
Is an essential hard breacher. It's like, oh no.
No, let's never go back to this shit.
Thermite is an essential worker here.
Oh god. Man, I can't wait for all of this to clear up. First of all, I'm losing my goddamn mind without hockey. Let me just say that. Without hockey,
I feel so bad for you, dude. If they don't have football, Flynn, I think I'm gonna die, honestly. I need...
The NFL looks like they're gonna go. Fans or not, they're just like, fuck it, we're going. Fuck all you, we're just going. And Arizona, actually, I know this is getting way off topic from what you're talking about, but this is the state of affairs. Arizona just announced that pro sports can start back up tomorrow, only in Arizona. And the only pro sport there that's active right now, well, I guess the Suns kind of need to finish the NBA season, but they have no one to play against now. Yep. And then it's just the Diamondbacks, and it's like, you didn't even finish spring training. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on there. I do know, actually, that the Toronto Maple Leafs last Friday recalled all of their players to Toronto. So maybe the NHL's getting back underway. Maybe hockey's coming back soon. There's your sports update. Our nice little 2-minute sports update around the world. Siege, professionally, is also back with the GSA League starting the other day, and that G2 secret game I have yet to see, so you're not going to be hearing, I don't think Sam's seen it either.
No, I haven't. I have not seen it.
Okay, cool. So we're not going to be talking about the game, but we'll talk about the league and stuff, and we'll talk about everything going on and everything coming up and dates when things should start. Obviously, there's no announced dates for any NA or EU, like the... I don't know what to call it anymore. Pro League replacement division.
The NAL.
There you go.
It's the NAL.
The NA League. There you go.
Yeah, it's the same thing as like how League does theirs, the LCS, the LCK, or the NAL. So like that's what it is.
So there's no announced dates for when that is starting. They've already publicly said that no LAN for at least phase 1. Obviously, they can circle around if at any point there's, some clearing in this mist that is surrounding every future plan in the world right now for everyone. But it's going to remain online for the foreseeable future. And of course, it's now split. So we used to have just North American Pro League, North American Challenger League, and now we have some fucking disastrous system. It's not a disaster, but I don't like the splitting up by countries. I've made that point very public and very obvious at every turn. I'm not a fan of this splitting things up by country thing. I don't like the limitations that it imposes, but at least now, between Canadian Pro League, Canadian Challenger League, the NA League, and United States Challenger League. Yes, all that terminology is going to get very fucking confusing over the next few months. At least now, American teams can have one Canadian, and Canadian teams can have one American. So there is some leeway there. It's irritating to hear all the stories, especially when I was originally told that it was going to be only Canada, like Canadian residents can only participate in Canadian Pro League unless you had a visa to move to the NA League to the States. Obviously, that's been changed from the last time I heard anything from them, so that's good on them. But hearing the stories of all the Canadian players I had to talk to about it, it's quite saddening just to hear all of the teams that have broken up because of this. Whether they had, there was a Challenger League team this season in North America that had 2 Canadians on it. That's not a thing that can exist anymore. And Sam and I were just talking about this before we went live. It feels like we're taking a step backwards, but there's going to be progress down the road. It feels like this is going to get a lot better in the future, obviously. It just feels like right now with all this separation by country, at least from my point of view, we're taking a step back in terms of the established teams that have already been developed. And obviously, if you're ripping apart teams and being forced to make new teams like a lot of people are right now, you're going to be losing a lot of that chemistry. Things are going to be a lot more fresh. You're going to see a lot more mistakes. So I think the quality of play for American Challenger League, Canadian Pro League, and Canadian Challenger League to start, because the teams are so fresh with each other, the quality of play is probably going to be lower than what you're all used to. Although, NA Challenger League this past season, that was a thing.
Yeah.
That was a thing. That was a thing.
I think that's the best way to say it. It was the thing.
I don't really want to get into all the bullshit around it.
Definitely happened.
Yes. I don't really want to get into
the set time span of the season.
Yes.
And that's all I'm going to say. That was
exactly.
Dude, I've never seen so much drama around such a small amount of people.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, dude. The last couple seasons, dude, the last couple seasons of NACL have been like Real Housewives, man. It's fucking crazy.
Honestly, I would say the last 3 seasons of Challenger League and NA have just been like dramas, like literal TV dramas. I wish we could have had cameras and historians documenting this kind of shit and just make some YouTube
Kardashians out here, baby.
We'll just make a Last Dance, but NACL for the last year and a half.
If you guys knew half the shit that no one talked about, it's
man.
God, Jesus Mary.
Especially with me playing in one of the seasons, being on the floor for it, it's kind of like
that season was almost the worst. It was almost every day you're like, "Hey, this happened," and you're like, "What the fuck?"
Yep. Every day it was a new thing. Every fucking day when we were in CL, man.
Yeah. There's a minuscule amount of times that the crazy shit that happens actually reaches main page for most TLs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of the times it's behind closed doors. You just hear about it through the grapevine. You're like, oh, I can't believe that happened, or that person did that thing, and no one else knows, right? Yep. But recently with the kid that ended up leaking SSG videos, it got brought to the forefront. Hey, don't be a fucking dickhead, right? So, which as you and I both know, that is the creed. That's your trust in the other person. For instance, if I'm scrimming Flynn, if I ever had a team and I scrimmed Flynn's team, right? The creed, because I for some reason saw this question on the subreddit, the creed of that is, number one, you are not playing to fucking win. You are playing to practice. If they want to practice a bomb site over and over and over again, and they're like, hey, can you hit this default so we can try this new thing out just on a default setup? You're doing that. You guys are trying to practice in order to get better. Dude, when we used to scrim, and people still do it to this day, SSG, all those guys, when I see one of my friends list, it'll be out of 20 rounds, because they set that thing up for practice. They invite the other people and they're like, we got 20 rounds to fuck around on Oregon. Let's do this. We got 20 rounds to fuck around on theme park. Let's do this. That's how teams get better, because you have to do it over and over and over and over again. I've had fucking scrims where we only played one fucking bomb site for 2 hours. For 2 hours, because we were moving reinforcements around and we were changing out operators, and that's what you have to fucking do, man. It was like what you and I were talking about when we were talking about SSG's drones, and you're they're in the fucking ceiling. It's like the hills have eyes. It's crazy. The way you do that is you sit in the fucking map and jump around a fucking map with a drone for hours on end. You don't just magically find it in a fucking rank game. You have to work at it. But the thing is if somebody gives your work to other people, that you're breaking that line of trust. You're never going to have that scrim partner ever again. And it's hard to find people that think the same way about that stuff.
Let me just jump in and explain for people who haven't actually heard this story. So essentially what happened is there was a Challenger League team who lost I think it was the same Challenger League team, actually, that I was talking about with the 2 Canadians. They lost, obviously, their Canadians for this whole division realignment shit, and they were trying out a guy. And I'm not going to say his name. I'm sure you guys can all figure it out. He literally posted a tweet longer about it, and his name was all over the subreddit. The only reason I'm not saying his name is because I don't want to draw more attention to him, because I feel like he's gone through enough. He made a mistake.
Yeah.
And, hey, I've been there. Number 2 is I really don't know how to pronounce his name, and I don't really want to butcher it. But anyway, he was with this team that was in CL last season. They were scrimming SSG, and apparently he took the VOD of that scrim to another Pro League team in attempts to gain a tryout. So he said, basically, I will exchange a tryout for your Pro League team for this VOD of a scrim against another Pro League team. That's very, very scummy, like Sam said. You know, the code is you're not selling VODs. And obviously, and that really is what it is. It's a transaction for a VOD. It wasn't like he got paid for the VOD, but
it's a transaction.
It's give and take on a VOD, and that's pretty fucking scummy. So that's what went down in NA a couple days ago, and you saw all the SSG guys tweeting about it. So I'm sure you've all seen their side of it.
It's a difficult thing, though, because I kind of give him the benefit of the doubt because he's an 18-year-old guy.
Yep.
Like
100%.
Like I'm only fucking 23 years old. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I have so much pedigree on this guy. No, I don't. I'm still gonna do dumb shit. I still do dumb shit all the time, right? But I mean, he's definitely learned his lesson at least.
Fuck yeah.
Going into the future, that guy, like anyone on his team even makes a joke, he's gonna be like, shut the fuck up. Don't even joke about that.
Yep.
Like, you want to see what happened to me? You want to see what my life is like?
Yeah, I don't think he's making that mistake again, and I think, unfortunately, in this circumstance, he had to be made an example of to deter repetition of this behavior in the future from other people, right? If you, as a Pro League team, can't trust T2 and T3 teams that you're going to scrim, because it happens all the time. Like, when I was in Challenge, like, I have this question all the time on stream. It's like, you know, have you ever scrimmed a pro team before? I've scrimmed every fucking team in NA.
Yup.
Like, if you're in Pro League, you're not scrimming other Pro League teams if you still have to play them on the schedule. You're not giving their shit away.
The thing that people don't understand is when you say that, it's not like a fucking brag. Like, if you are slightly above average over all the other teams, you will get asked from pro teams to play because they want to see how you play and how they can counter that. That's practice. Everybody brings something new to the table. You don't go to the NFL and every fucking team plays the same. That's not how it works.
Nope.
You know, like if you guys have watched The Last Dance recently, talk about like the fucking Detroit Pistons, how the Detroit Pistons basically just beat the shit out of everybody. Like that was their strategy. It's like, hey, we might not be the best basketball players, but we can sure as fuck win a fist fight. So why not? You know? So
every team has their own system. Every team has their own way of playing and their philosophy of playing, right? And that's obviously that you can pick that apart from public VODs. But if you're going around sharing private VODs of scrims where teams are really tweaking shit and really testing some bleeding edge shit, that is crossing a line that should never be crossed. Like we did not like. We recorded scrims on Shrug, but they were never disseminated anywhere. They were kept in a folder. I don't even know where the folder is now. It's probably long gone. But at this point, it's unfortunate that he kind of had to be outed so publicly. But if you're SSG there, you need to know that you can trust T2 teams, because if you lose T2 scrims, like, you don't have a whole lot of options there. Like I said, if you have an opponent in your same division upcoming in front of you on the schedule sometime soon, you're not fucking scrimming them. You're just not. Like, in CL, we would not scrim a team until we had already played them in CL. So, like, for example, we played Rise week 1. As soon as we were done that game, we lined up scrims with Rise for the rest of the fucking season, because we knew we never had to fucking play him again. That's fine. So, like, if you're EG, or I guess they don't fucking exist anymore. If you're DG and you're scrimming, you know, or if you play SSG week 2, I'm sorry, we'll get to that, I guess, because we didn't really cover it entirely. If you're DG and you see that SSG is week 2 on the schedule, this is a complete hypothetical. I know nothing about the schedule coming up for NA. Or any region. But if you're seeing that they're on week 2, you're going, okay, week 3 and beyond, we can scrim SSG. Until week 2, no. No. So you gotta understand from the pro team's perspective, they're looking at their calendar and going, okay, when can we start scrimming teams? And you gotta actually be really careful about that too, with the amount of majors that are being injected into the system now, you might think you're safe, but you might end up on a group stage draw and end up in the same group as a team you just scrimmed a week ago and go, well, fuck, we just scrimmed them for 5 maps. Like, what do we do now? We got to start changing shit, right? It's a very, very tough balancing act for these Pro League teams. So they really do rely on Challenger League teams to be available for scrims constantly because there's no chance of them interacting on game day. And, that trust being violated is a very serious offense to these Pro League teams. And I don't blame them for taking their pound of flesh out on Twitter. In the future, if you're ever in that kind of scenario and you're scrimming a Pro League team, by all means, record it. By all means. But keep that shit internal. You're not sending that shit to no one. That's friend DAs. Yep, there's NDAs and there's friend DAs. You're using your friend DA on that VOD. It's not going nowhere. You're protecting that with your life, all right? Listen, I didn't come up with that. Parker did, but anyway.
That is fucking awesome. I love it. I hate him so much.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Why? Oh, yeah. Fucking Parky.
Friend DAs. Oh, Jesus. That is amazing.
Yep.
Whew. Oh, no, but yeah, no, it's a friend DA. 100%. 100%. I guess the thing is just have a moral compass. Like, look at it from the other thing and be like, okay, let me put your shoes on for a second. What does this look like to me? Okay, it looks like you're being a dick. Okay, cool. Let's not do that. Like, that's just life, man. Like, just make sure you're not being a fucking ass on purpose. Like,
yep.
All right. Anyways, pass the SSG.
Let's. Thing. Beyond that, anyway, so obviously there's...
We're still in NAL. I think that's where we're at.
We're still in NAL, so there's a bit of a thing to go through with the Canadian division, and as a Canadian, obviously, I have a very vested interest in how the Canadian division is going to be run and everything that's going on, so if you're unaware, if you missed the announcement somehow, Canada has its own Pro League. It's only going to be 4 teams for this year apparently, and then Challenger League for Canadian, like there's a Canadian Challenger League as well with 8 slots in it, but the Pro League only has 4 slots, and I kind of trying to wrap my head around the logic behind that one, but hey, it's whatever. It's what they decided to do, so it's what they decided to do. And as someone who's been a part of every single iteration of the Canadian Nationals for the last 3.5 years, let me tell you, Siege is not a very Canadian player-heavy game at the top. I'm sure there are many of you out there who play the game and love the game, and you're Canadian. I'm sorry, but you're not at the top, and you probably know that by now. I think everyone's kind of aware that, when you've only had 3 to 4 to maybe 5 in the booming days of early on Canadians in Pro League at one time, and the rest is dominated by America and a couple Mexicans, you've got a serious problem when it comes to Canada. Now, obviously, our population is a lot smaller, about 1/10 of the size of the States in terms of population, and obviously we have a lot of remote area where internet is hard to come by in terms of reliability and speed. I'm sure that's a factor, but honestly, like, we tried to come up with a list of Canadian players that we had seen at any point of competitive, whether it be the Canadian Nationals, Challenger League, Pro League, CCS, ESA, like, we're fucking digging into the goddamn well, and we came up with a list of 32 players. 32. You divide that by 5, and I'm sorry, that's not 12 teams. 4 in Pro League, 8 in Challenger League. So, again, I'm expecting that the quality of play in Canada is not going to be superb. Let's just come out and say that for the time being, it's probably not going to be the most amazing competition you've ever seen, much like the Canadian Nationals have been for the last 3 years, because one team has won it every single time, and they're a collection of ex-pros, ex-CL players, and an ex-Pro League sub. And they never got rivaled. They never lost a map on LAN over 3.5 years.
Not even close.
No. Well, I mean, the very first time at the Canadian Circuit Finals, during the day before SI-18 was open to the public, they were down 4-0 and reverse swept to keep their undefeated mantra about them for on LAN. So that was the only time it was close, though. Season 1 finals were a blowout. Season 2 finals in 2018 were closer, but still a blowout. And then the next year's finals were decent. Yeah, the most recent year's finals were kind of fine. It was okay. At least we got more games on LAN. It wasn't just one matchup. It was actually, 4 teams at LAN. So there was a semifinals and a grand finals, which was kind of nice. And I got to cast that with Parker, which was fun. Hilarious how that's going to be one of the last events I ever casted. But yeah, it's being a part of the Canadian Nationals. I've seen a lot of the Canadian talent that is available. And let me tell you, the pool is small. I don't really know what this 8-team Challenger League is for. If anything, I would have thought they would have just gone 4 teams in Pro League, 4 teams in Challenger League, just because I don't think there's enough players really to make up, 12 teams that can be all that competitive. Nowhere near the level of the United States, of course. It'll be interesting to see who quals, who joins quals, who makes it, who does well. They were talking about in the announcement that there's going to be an opportunity, so it's not a guaranteed spot. I also want to get this the fuck out there because I saw this too many times and it's so incorrect. It's hilarious. No, Canadian League teams are not guaranteed a spot at any major. There's no guarantee of that, and there's no public announcement about how Canadian League teams are going to be able to qualify for the major outside of like just normal online quals. If those even exist still. But they said very vaguely in their announcement that there will be an opportunity for Canadian League teams to qualify for the major, and they did not specify how that's going to happen. So we're waiting on some more info still, as is typical with all this shit. Down to the very last fucking second on every announcement. Like a map pool change having to be leaked, 2 weeks before the Canadian Pro League quals and 3 weeks before the American Challenge League quals, Maybe that's something that everyone should know, but hey, it still went live on the Faceit page, so there you go. I got a lot of questions about that too, about Oregon replacing Border in the Canadian League and whether or not it was going to be the same around the world. I imagine so. I don't have any proof. I don't have any evidence. I haven't been told, but I don't see a world in which you have different map pools for different regions. I just feel like that'd be the stupidest fucking thing on planet Earth. So yeah. I think we can all safely assume that Border is gone from competitive for the time being and New Oregon is in around the world. Let's just all, without really putting 100% behind it, because I don't know if that's leaking it or not, or what the fuck, but
the map's gonna be more fun to watch. Okay,
there you go. All right. Regardless of what goes in there,
any argument, I just want you to sit down for a second and realize I cannot watch somebody take CCTV again. I will literally commit seppuku. I don't give a fuck, dude.
So the season before you and I met of CCS, Ty and I casted a 32 round match on Border and the CCS quals. It's a 3.5-hour VOD. It's the longest map in Rainbow Six Siege history. And it's on the CCS YouTube if you want to go see me and Ty die. It was also when I was very, very bad at casting, by the way.
And
so
also, you casted it on a fucking wood,
the chair. Wooden chair. And then that's how someone anonymously gifted me my DX Racer that I now have. That's how I got it. And it's orange and black because of that CCS game.
Longest game ever. I remember because oh my god, Platts played for Grizzlies, and I used to play with Platts on Xbox.
Yep. Yeah, it was like Levron's team against a French Canadian or Grizzlies, and that French Canadian team also went on to play in the Canadian Nationals that year. So I got to see a lot of them. But yeah, 32 rounds on Border. Let me tell you, the end of that game was enough for me to never see Border again, let alone you and I casting Penta against Nora on Border at SI.
Dude, you know what pisses me off? That's people's favorite clip of us.
Oh, yeah.
That fucking pisses me off. I'm like, that's not even like, dude, I'm like just randomly screaming. You fucked up saying door. Or some shit.
Yep. I fucked up. You fucked up. We talked over each other. We didn't even know if it was an ace for like 30 seconds. And everyone's like, yo, that's your greatest clip ever. And I'm like, really? Really, that's the one. That's the one. You sure? That's the one. Okay.
Listen, the Nello clip was way better. I don't.
True. The Nello clip was crazy.
Our Nello energy was so much better.
Oh yeah. You know what? Like if that's the one I go out on, because that was the last game. That was the last game I ever casted. If that's the one I go out on, fucking, you know what? Good. Good, man. That was a great game. It was a great cast, and you and I killed it.
You know what? I'm happy that if you know what, it is your last one, that I got to cast it with you, dude.
There you go, man.
I'm happy.
Honestly.
That was honestly probably my best land I've ever had.
Yeah, I think honestly it was just the energy was there. We were having too much fun with it. Like, man.
But we were in Japan. We were living on the high life, dude.
Man, like, we were chilling. We were big fucking chilling up at that desk, man. We were having too much fun with it.
Chat, I had him. Chat. I'm
Chat.
I've been streaming so much recently, dude.
Same, man.
Anyways, what I meant to say is, ladies and gents, we what the hell was I gonna say? Oh, we walked so much in Japan that I bruised my fucking bone in my foot.
Yeah.
Like I literally couldn't walk. And then I almost convinced Flynn to cancel his flight home to come to Tokyo with me.
True. That was when you thought you had Rona too. You got sick. I should have, man. Dude, I should have got Rona with you in Tokyo, man.
Dude, fuck yeah. We got so drunk. Oh my God.
Oh, dude, that after party, I was fucking hammered in the 7-Eleven parking lot. Oh, I can talk about all this shit now. Who cares?
Didn't Crapel save you?
No, Alfama did.
Alfama saved
I tweeted that Alfama saved me, thank God. Bro, I got a DM from Gig, the old analyst for the, when they were called the Giants, now Rogue, during SI. He's like, bro, where are you at? You were fucking plastered in Japan. I want to see that again. I was like, dude, that's why you want to see me again? You want to see me get fucking ripped again in a 7-Eleven parking lot and need support to get back to my room? God damn it. I mean, sure. I mean, I'm down. Just fucking hit me with a flight. I'll be there.
Oh, man. Dude, we have to go again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
At some point in time, we have to go because Japan is just fucking incredible. I watched the video. Man. I showed my mom the video yesterday of us sitting at the ramen place when I was like, you have to get 8. And you're like, I have to get 8? And I was like, you have to get 8. And you're like, fuck it, I'll get 8.
I'll get 8.
You're like, this is actually really fucking good. Like, that actually was really good. The next time I went with Stuart, I got 8. And it was it melted my face off in such a good way.
Oh, such a good way. If you don't know what we're talking about, people, I almost called them chat too. You know what? We've been streaming way too much. You're our chat now, fuckers. You're our chat.
The thing is that we need to start fucking streaming together.
That is a fucking thing we need to do. You're just never up in time. I'm getting up at black o'clock in the morning to fucking stream with Alex. It is dark outside, and I am waking up to fucking play Siege and stream.
The crappy thing is that like I've started to stream from like noon into the afternoon now, so I can try and eat with like my family and stuff like that at night.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that like what I really need to do is what I'm doing right now and stream later. Right.
Yeah. The late night streams really do bang.
Yeah. I need to start streaming at like 5 p.m. here and then just start rolling because that's 6 for East and then that's 4 for West. So like everyone's getting off work and it's like, I just got home, time to kick on Twitch. You know what I mean? So I think that'd be more lucrative at the end of the day if I'm like really, really trying to push the numbers. But I'm
just get better games too.
Yeah, that too. Dude, oh my God. When I was stacking with, who was I stacking with yesterday? Reverse, Wes, Mode, me, and I can't remember what the other guy was. He's gonna be. I hope he doesn't listen to the podcast. Oh fuck.
Can't remember your name, bud. Sorry.
Oh, no, we picked up Glow. That's
okay. Glow. Yeah.
I love Glow. We had a couple of games going on, so we picked up Glow and then played those couple of games. And dude, it was some crazy shit. It was so much fun, dude.
I need to come back to NA.
I love those games, dude. I love those games. You got to come play some crazy games in NA with us, dude. We should just.
I'm still getting dumb Elo NA too because I got my champ EU and now it's just like constant. Like today I was playing with Alex and I think we started the day with 4 hackers in a row.
Oh my God, dude.
4 hackers in a row, ex-hackers who claim they're reformed, another hacker, stream sniper, normal game, and then another hacker, and then we swapped to NA because we were just sick of it. And then NA, we had normal games the whole way through because our ranks were lower. Oh yeah, no, we're fucking high diamond on EU still, and it's you can't escape them, man. You can't escape them.
Nope,
they're fucking everywhere.
Dude, I got diamond on the main account on stream, and they were like, "Yeah, time for the champ run," and I was like, "Yeah, absolutely not,
absolutely fucking not. Like, no, it's not worth it."
Try to get fucking diamond anymore. Like people, people give you shit like, "Oh, fucking not diamond every season." It's like, bro, I'm not putting myself through that fucking stress. It's like it's not even fucking fun to get diamond, guys. No, it's really not.
It's not.
It really isn't. Like
no, I accidentally got champ too. I didn't even try. I just woke up one day and I was at like 49.50, and I was like, "Oh, I can get champ today, huh?"
Yeah.
I got
like,
5,003 elo and was like, okay, I'm done. I no longer care.
Yep. It's like, yep. Don't want to go any higher. I got a champ charm. I got a champ charm on the account. Woo woo.
Yeah,
you know?
like that's really all it is, man. It's it's brutal.
It's people, and a lot of people don't get it because they haven't experienced it yet, right?
Yeah.
But someday they're gonna get there and they're gonna realize that there's a reason that I own 7 fucking Uplay accounts. Like it's because when the first one gets anywhere like to high end plat 1, that account is fucked. You cannot play that account anymore. All you're gonna get is cheaters, stream snipers. That's it. If it's not a stack that you know, like I get so happy when I play against professional players. Because hey, cool. Like I'm playing against people I know. We're good to go. Like I don't have to worry about anything. We just get to have good, fun Siege. And of course, it's fucking great because they're really good at the fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
So like things make sense. You get like if you overpeak, you're getting fried. You know, it's nice. It's a great experience. I just wish I could have that all the time.
That happened last week with me and Alex. We had another bad day of hackers to start the day, and then we ran into the Empire stack, and we went, thank God.
Yep.
Do you know how bad it has to be when I say, thank God I'm playing joystick? Thank God I'm playing Karzeka? Dude.
Dan in ranked is a fucking madman.
Dan just slams my shit 25-9, dude. That man just does not give a fuck.
That made us fucking terrified.
Oh Lord. Oh yeah, no. I run into a Vitality stack and the Navi stack or the Empire stack, and I'm sending a fucking prayer up. Thank you, God.
Doki is. Oh my God, man.
I'm playing with him a lot too. It's a fun experience.
So fast.
Oh yeah.
So fucking like if you're not on Doki's ass, you're never seeing a guy. Like they just all die. You're like, okay.
Yeah. Playing with him is a lot of fun, man. Jesus.
Dude.
I love the Twitter account Doki without context. The Twitter account Doki without context is fucking incredible.
Oh my God. Hanging out with Doki Atlanta is such an experience, man. I love that. I miss everybody so much.
I miss everyone, man. I miss everyone. Especially because I didn't go to SI. Like, I haven't seen anyone since Tokoname.
Bro. Oh my God. I don't think I'd be able to live, dude.
It's been what? 7 months?
Yeah.
7 months since I've seen anyone.
That's fucking terrible, dude. I went to Fox A's chat a couple days ago and was talking to him, and he was like, dude, you need to come out to Vegas like soon so we can like all go get food. And I was like, dude, 100%. It's like, it's so weird not seeing everybody, you know? You get so used to hanging around with people and you make friends and all that kind of shit where like you can hang out like after work or like at the after parties and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then it just all goes away. You're like, okay, well, not seeing you every other month now. So that's weird. Like,
well, think about our schedule last year, man. We went to, you and I specifically, went to every single international LAN except for 2. I didn't go to Allied, I didn't go to USN, and you didn't go to DreamHack Montreal. That was it. We hit everything else. So, like, every month or so, we were hanging out with people. Especially when we were living in Poland. We had everyone to chill with every night. Mm-hmm. Like, now it's, fuck, man, I've never felt so fucking alone in my life.
Right? Oh, my God.
Anyway, we were completely off track, but I hope you guys enjoyed that fucking tangent.
I feel like they literally just listen now for the tangents.
Yeah, I got so many comments after the last episode that was like, dude, the last 2 hours were great. And I'm like, are you guys fucking that bored in quarantine?
Yeah, either that or I guess like we're good at podcasts or something. I guess. I don't fucking know, dude.
I really don't, man. I really don't.
A lot of podcasts, and I thought we sucked dick, but I don't know.
I've been grinding podcasts, man. Anything and everything I can get my hands on. Fucking hell. Actually, yeah. If anyone out there, I just want to give a shout out. I'm not affiliated with him at all. I just fucking love him so goddamn much. John Boyes. If anyone is enjoying The Last Dance right now, John Boyes and Alex Rubenstein for SB Nation just put out a 6-part, 3.5-hour documentary on YouTube completely for free about the entire history of the Seattle Mariners. Now, if you don't like baseball and you don't like Seattle, it doesn't matter. The first 5 minutes are about a serial arsonist in Seattle. It is about story. It is about fucking overcoming the odds. It almost has nothing to do with baseball. So even if you don't like sports in general, please go give that first episode a listen. Give it a look. It's a fucking incredible series, and I love all the work that John and Alex do for SB Nation. If you love any kind of story, like documenting stuff like that, like if you've been enjoying The Last Dance, I promise you will love this series. It's called The Entire History of the Seattle Mariners on YouTube on SB Nation. Go check it out. I just wanted to give them a shout because it was so fucking good. I almost cried at the ending of the last episode yesterday. It was so good. And I can't wait for the Last Dance on Sunday.
Yeah. Also, Mariners have some of the coolest fucking jerseys. I'm real on them. Mariners jerseys are sick.
Yep.
Oh. See, that's the thing, man. Is like I really, really do eventually like down the line, because you and I know where both like things are going, but obviously we can't talk about it. But like I eventually want to make like part of the podcast where we just talk about sports and shit, dude. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It really is. Like I
saw that text you sent me. I was like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah, and the other, I checked our chat as well. No one's talked about that, so I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on either.
Yep. Okay.
That's interesting. Anyway, I mean, I'm happy at least.
Yeah.
Well, depending on what caused it, I'm happy. I know we're being intentionally cagey, guys, but we can't talk about it publicly.
Yeah, this is very, very NDA like. Sam and Flynn get sued.
Yep. Well, speaking of NDAs and
fired.
True. Well, I didn't even get fired. I just got blacklisted. Apparently, I don't even have confirmation on that. Let's go. Yeah. If anyone's curious about that shit, I still don't have an answer as to whether or not I'll ever be allowed to cast again. My assumption is no. So, like I said the last episode, don't fucking count on it. It's probably not going to happen. And I'll get to what I'm doing.
Listen to your friend, you fucking idiot.
Hey, I have my reasons. I'll get them out there one day if I ever get a fucking answer on this shit. But speaking of NDAs and lawsuits and blacklists and all that shit, a lot of shit has gone down on Twitter and Reddit in the last few days about leakers, and I guess might as well give our fucking 2 cents on it. So I guess one of the biggest things is just the debate about whether or not leakers should exist, their anonymity, and whether or not they should be public-facing, kind of like how reporters are for traditional sports. You know, stuff that hasn't been publicly announced gets released all the time in professional sports, but it's because it's from someone who's verified on Twitter who works for a news outlet who is breaking news. It's not just some dumbass with a throwaway Twitter account with 200 followers just saying shit for the sake of saying shit. My whole thing with the leakers, I guess I'll just give my point of view. Sam, you get yours across and we can move on. My thing is, like, I think that the information that is being disseminated usually isn't valuable to the public. You know, it's usually a lot of roster moves. It's usually a lot of rumors about who's cutting who's benching who, and who's going where. And to be honest, you guys don't fucking need to know that as fast as possible. You guys can wait for a public announcement on that shit. The stuff that I do, kind of just, it's not even that I want it to be leaked. I just want it to be more accessible and a more steady and consistent stream of information from Yubi or Faceit or anyone directly, is stuff that affects absolutely everyone. So, for example, the map rotation change. You know, keeping that one locked up, you know, like I said, 2 weeks out from a qualifier that leads to your brand new Canadian Pro League division and your US Challenger League, like, guys, that shit, like, you can't expect teams to run a fucking brand new map, especially when I said already that they're going to be brand new teams that haven't, you know, they don't have established shit on other maps already. You can't be fucking with their map pool that late into the shit. You know, you really gotta fucking get that information out as fast as possible to the players who need it, or they're going to be unprepared, and the only thing that's going to suffer is your product. You know, I'm sure it may not be in the forefront of your minds, if anyone from the top is listening to this, it may not be in the forefront of your minds that, hey, you know, this change needs to be announced publicly as fast as humanly possible. You know, you may be thinking, it's just a map change. Who gives a fuck? But, like, come on, man. There's teams that are really trying to grind and really trying to work out a playbook and a map rotation and, you know, figure out where they stand and figure out how well they can be prepared for the qualifiers. And at the end of the day, all you're doing is disservicing those teams, disservicing those players, and you're going to make the qualifiers a lot more unpredictable, a lot more chaotic. And I'm of the belief that in an esport, you should probably have, you know, some good preparation, some teams that can look at least like they can play the game well on your product that you're advertising and, you know, disseminating to the public. It's those are the kind of changes that I would like to see, I guess, announced a little quicker when they, you know, pertain to everybody. When it pertains to one team making a roster change, you guys don't fucking need to know that. I get that it's nice to know that shit, but, like, roster shuffle, you guys can fucking wait for the announcement. I'm sorry. It does not affect you in your daily lives whatsoever, unless you're one of the teams that's looking to pick up someone who just got dropped, in which case you're probably one of 50 other people who probably already know the information. So if you're part of the general public and aren't one of these Challenger or Pro League teams that are trying to pick up these players and make moves on your own, you really just don't fucking need to know. You just don't. That's kind of that's my piece on leakers. I don't like that they're anonymous. I would like them to have, some kind of public facing personality where they can be held accountable for the shit they say, because there's been a very big instance and influx of leaking accounts now, and they're all just kind of spewing shit at a wall, and you never really know, what those accusations or what those statements could do to affect another person's career. Exactly. there were tweets made on multiple accounts in the last few days that really do have implications for a lot of players' futures and a lot of players, security for their jobs and stuff like that. That really just aren't necessary to be leaked, other than the clout. And you don't fucking need the clout. If you're clout chasing with the leaks, I'm sorry, put the phone down and walk the fuck away. You're not that important. Shut up. When it comes to roster moves, it's not that important. But if it affects everyone, I would like that information to be publicized immediately, as soon as possible, from whoever is responsible for the change.
I would agree. I would completely agree, especially with the part where somebody has to have the skin of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the same thing as looking at Slasher, for instance. Slasher's a public figure. He talks about things and he doesn't sign NDAs. So if you as a company talk to Slasher about something, he's going to talk about it.
Yep.
Like that's just how Slasher works. You know what you're getting yourself into. So I completely agree with you on that front, that they need to have skin in the game. But I think the main thing for me when it came to like map changes and stuff like that is that Ubisoft is kind of doing a disservice to themselves, because you're not going to be getting the best out of teams that you possibly can.
Yep.
As you know, there's a lot of times where you have that pocket map where you're like, this is the map that we don't want to talk about, but we're kind of fucking nasty at this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 weeks before, it's like, oh, here comes the rug pull, and pull that right out from under them. You're like, you don't have border anymore. There you go. And border's that's a lot of NA teams' favorite map, because it's very simplistic. You can't fuck it up. There's only 2 ways to do everything, right? It's not like Cafe where it's like, okay, we have to go through every fucking song and dance with utility exchange and hard destruction and making sure we're covering rotates while we're getting work done. There's a lot more moving parts, whereas border, it's a lot more streamlined, and there's not too many pieces that you can really mess up. So I honestly do think it's a disservice to them, and that's directly a disservice to all of those teams, like you were saying. So honestly, there's not much more to be said. I think it should be stuck to the maps and the things that should be dealt to the general public that are playing the competitive scene, right? That play inside of the competitive scene. But for everything else, dude, fuck off. You don't need to know, Echo's new skin or whatever. You don't need to know that. Who cares? And it's much cooler when everyone's able to talk about it, not just, hey, I'm going to post it on this, I'm going to do that. Like, it's not fun, man. You take the fun out of the new content that they're producing. They work their fucking ass off to produce this, and you guys just shit on it. You're like, oh, hey, here's a leak. Here you go. And it's 3 weeks out.
You want to know the most disappointing thing in the world, especially from our perspective being at the LANs, is when they go and do the reveal panel and the crowd doesn't pop because they've already seen it on Twitter and Reddit.
Yep.
You know how sad that is? You know how deflating that is?
Do you know how much shit they had hidden at SI? Like deep. Like we didn't even know what Tachanka was doing. We had no idea. We just knew that there was a rework. That's all we knew. We didn't know that he had the primary LMG. We didn't know he had mollies. We didn't know any of that until the video. They had to dig that so deep inside of the higher ups where no one would leak that. It's incredible. It is truly incredible. But
yeah,
thank God they got it through, because that was an insane moment.
Yep. Honestly, like hearing the crowd pop for that was good, man. That was good. And seeing all the reactions on Twitter and stuff. Obviously, for SI, I was a fan. I was no longer employed. I was no longer working it. I was at home watching, just like any of you. And let me tell you, it was a lot more fun to have that just sprung on me. Oh shit, Tachanka's getting reworked. Oh shit, is that the Oregon rework? Damn, I haven't even seen any of that yet. Like, that kind of stuff, when you all get to experience it for the first time together, when they intend for you to see it. Now, speaking of that, as we move away from this whole leaker shit, the reveal panel will be, I believe, noon Eastern on Tuesday the 18th. Is that Monday the 18th or Tuesday the 18th? That is Monday the 18th, pardon me, on noon Eastern on twitch.tv/Rainbow6. As far as I'm aware, I believe I have all that correct. I'm just remembering from the announcement on Reddit or whatever. So if I do have that wrong, I'm sorry. Go to the R6 Twitter. Also, the trailer is out for the new operators. It's about a minute long. I guess we can dive into that, just the trailer quickly.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of, I guess, confirmed information out there, but a lot of people, there's a lot of speculation going on throughout like Reddit and Twitter right now that Ace is the name of the attacker and that he's going to be a fourth hard breacher being added to the rotation. And then the defender, there's a lot of speculation, but no one's really converged on anything as a consensus. It's, okay, we see some sound waves. Fuck, what does that mean?
Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, this woman crawled across a tree and there was some
some sound waves. Yeah.
Yep, that's about it.
I think
she looks cool though.
Oh yeah, looks fucking nasty.
Looks so sick.
Yeah. But yeah, with like Ace, I think everyone's kind of converging on the assumption that it's a hard breacher. You never know. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about like the leaks, obviously, that have come out and stuff. But nobody knows for sure. We'll have to wait until Monday to see that one. And hopefully the reveal looks good. Everyone who's been a part of the content creator recording sessions, I also just want to give a massive hand to Ubi for doing that still. Basically, whenever I've gone into the Ubisoft office to do a playtest, it's never been during a capture session, but they do also bring in content creators to the office to do those capture sessions. So they have material for you to show when the embargo lifts, so they can preview the new season for you on their YouTube channels. And I didn't even know it was possible for a new patch that hadn't been released publicly to be disseminated to these content creators to be used for these capture sessions, and they made it work all online. Nobody had to go into the UB office in Montreal and risk, traveling. Obviously, with the Canadian border still closed and we're still on heavy fucking lockdown in comparison to the States, traveling across the border for a lot of these content creators who are American just physically would not be possible. Canada will not let you in no matter what. So I just want to give a hand to Ubisoft for that, being able to still find a workaround through the shit we're going through in the real world right now with the pandemic, and still being able to get those content creators access to the game, to play the new patch early, to experience the new operators, and make sure that you guys, specifically, this is Ubisoft just taking time out of their way to find a solution to a problem, to service you guys again, so that you guys have content to consume to preview the new season coming out. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Ubisoft for that, because I was really impressed when I heard about that. And obviously all the tweets that have come out from the content creators, we're getting a lot of eyes, we're getting a lot of speculation, we're getting a lot of, this is crazy fucking changes all around. We hear that every season. I'm excited to see what it is, because I don't know a whole lot from behind the scenes when it comes to this new update coming out. I'm excited to see what happens.
Me too, man. Me too. The only thing that I have to say about the new offender, the new defender, is that Ace needs to pull his balaclava down, dude. That thing is annoying. Why is it across his nose? Like, trying to keep stuff out of your face. It's like, nah, man.
Listen, man, he's just living the quarantine dream, all right? He's got that nose protected. Make sure no germs are getting up in his nostrils, all right? No Rona here. No Rona for Ace.
Looks like that woman that cut the hole in her mask so she could breathe better.
True. God. Also, don't be stupid on the internet in a pandemic, guys.
Fucking dumbass. I saw a guy that had a plastic bag from Walmart over his head.
Dear fucking Lord, guys. Come on.
Also, there's a dude in, it wasn't California. I can't remember the state, but this guy had made a hat that was, like the pool noodles that make you float.
Yeah.
He had cut those in 6 feet, like sections, and then put them on a hat so that you couldn't get within 6 feet of him. If a pool noodle hit you.
Okay, that's kind of funny.
You had 6 feet of clearance at all times, dude.
That's fucking funny, dude. That's actually good.
To mark that as a wide load, boy.
Yup. I am keeping my social distancing. Y'all thought you were serious? Nah, I'm the most serious social distancer out here, motherfuckers.
It was the funniest. Dude, it looked like Bubble Boy, dude. That's what it looked like. That shit was so funny, dude. Oh, my goodness.
God damn. All right.
State's opening back up, though. So hopefully,
hopefully
international travel within NA opens back up, because we need to go to Vegas and hang out. That would be so much fun. Go see John, see the dog, hang out with everybody. Oh,
that'd be fun,
the thing is, Vegas tickets are so fucking cheap, man.
Yeah, they are
so cheap. There's literally no point in not flying to Vegas.
Well, you know they're going to be dirt fucking cheap coming out of the fucking quarantine too, because airlines right now are just burning money. Like, just
them and the casinos. The casinos are going to be like, yo, plane tickets are $10.
Yep.
Like,
it's going to be airlines, casinos, and sports franchises right now. All three of them are just fucking torching money right now because they all interact off of gate. They need people going through the doors to make money, and that ain't happening.
Yep. You need everything inside of sports, just sports in general, esports, anything. It's all branding. You have to have people show up to see you. And well, specifically for esports as well, this area is merchandising and brand work. Because at the end of the day, an org inside of esports where you mostly play online and stuff is like, okay, you might get some jersey sales and stuff like that, and like some merch sales, but it's mostly like, hey, we need brand power. We need to be that funny Twitter account like SSG, and then people are drawn to that. The more people you get interacting with you, the better, because you can show off a lot of things. That's how you get sponsors and stuff like that. How like TSM has Logitech, for instance, because TSM gets a bunch of traction when they tweet. So Logitech wants to be a part of that traction.
Hey, we have some breaking news.
Uh-oh.
It's not all that interesting if you're from outside of NA, but I just do want to give a shout out because one of the players on here is one of my friends. And another player on this team, we went to dinner with in Raleigh and watched Eat $10 worth of broccoli. So
I forgot about that.
I believe it's pronounced Ryu, Raiju. Ryu.
I know that
okay.
Yep. R-Y-U, right?
Yep. No. Raiju.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the org Ryu. My bad.
No. So Ryu, I'm imagining, announcing Ryu for the upcoming R6 Esports NA Challenger League qualifiers. The roster is Lemon, Prompted, Optasy, Blarn, and Flag. And Op is a good friend of mine. So just wanted to give a shout out. Blarn is there. Lemon, Prompted, Op, Blarn, and Flack. So shouts to them. Congrats. That was announced 30 minutes ago on Twitter, so we do have a little bit of breaking news. I'm actually going to keep scrolling through Twitter just to see if we have any other breaking news. I don't see anything. George got a GMC Sierra. There you go. That's our fucking breaking news. That was tweeted 40 minutes ago by George.
Yeah, I saw Ace Dolo tweet like 30 minutes ago. It was like, you guys can't tell me Rainbow Six is dying where all the content creators are buying new whips.
Yeah. That's a fair fucking point. They're collecting a bag.
There's been so many cars purchased recently, dude.
Although I do want to actually touch on a tweet that went out yesterday. I believe it was a Ubisoft like corporate call or whatever, and they talked about like Siege's momentum and the money earned and stuff, and that there's 60 million registered players for Rainbow Six Siege now, so we're still gaining a lot of people, obviously. And I saw Parker utilize that tweet as an option to dunk on everyone who called Siege dead when this whole hashtag Save Siege shit came out. I just want to say this is kind of a joke, okay, so don't take it too strongly, but I also want to say the Toronto Maple Leafs have been one of the most valuable franchises in all of sports for at least the last 3 decades. They are worth over $1 billion right now. MLSE is the company that owns the Leafs. The Leafs have also been fucking terrible for the last 3 decades. What I'm trying to get at is just because something's making money doesn't mean it's perfect. That's all I kind of wanted to say with that is, in my experience with the Leafs, they charge a shit ton of money for tickets, they sell the most merch, and they have had one of the most historically fucking awful teams for the longest time. That's kind of where the money is great. I'm glad the game is keeping momentum, obviously, but obviously fans did not go to see Leafs games because the team was good. They went to see the Leafs games to suffer quietly and because they love the team, right? They're willing to pay money because they love the team, not because the team was good. And I see a lot of those parallels with Siege as well. I play a shit ton of Siege, but like I just said, I've ran into like 50 hackers in the last week. The game is not in a good place. We've all acknowledged that, and I didn't want to actually tweet this out last night because it's not necessary to be fucking tweeted. It's just something funny I thought of. Just because the game is making money does not mean it's good. It just means that people still love the game. That is the inspiring takeaway, is that people still love the game enough to play it through what many are calling its worst period. And I find it very easy to agree with this current situation that Siege is in right now to be one of its worst of all time. but people still love it and people still play, and that's the positive takeaway, I think. But just because it's making money does not mean it's good. I've been a Leafs fan for too long to know that one.
Listen, I had to kill 3 people swinging inside of Consulate B2 bathroom last night. Yes, 3 in a row, Flynn, because I was on a silver account carrying my lonely silver friends. It's my account, by the way. It's just brand new. So obviously when you finish it, it's not gonna be like, oh, you're diamond. Like I went I think I went, how'd I go? I think I went 5 and 5 and it gave me silver 1. I was like, all right, cool. Right. So started playing with them, dude. These guys rushed every round, swing that window with 3 people in like the third round that we defended upstairs, right? And it was like fucking trying to follow Frogger, dude. Like one comes in, fucking shoots to the ceiling. I kill him. The next one's coming in. I have to flick back down. And then Ash comes through and flies to the ceiling again and kills me. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Like a clown car. They just keep coming.
I was like, bro, I was crying. I was like, you can't tell me I burned the first 2 and the last one's like, nah, dude, fuck you. We're doing
I got
it again.
this.
Like, you just Ash.
Y'all had to walk so
in.
I could run, motherfuckers.
Bro, the best thing is she had the Tomb Raider skin on her. I was like, you know what?
No.
That's perfect, actually. Like, she comes flying to the window and just teleports to the ceiling, just fucking Tomb Raiders that shit.
Yep. And of course, it was an Ash baiting 2 people to rappel in the window first, because of course.
Yep. Exactly. Oh my God.
Right. Well, that's leakers and a bunch of other shit actually all handled.
That's usually how it goes, though.
That's usually how it goes. You shit. So obviously the GSA League started, like I mentioned off the top. We haven't seen the games, so I don't know what's going on. I didn't see the quality of the games or what was going on. I heard the G2 Secret. Or, was it G2 Secret? Or Rogue Secret? I actually can't remember now. I know all 3 are in there.
G2 Secret.
G2 Secret? Okay, I know
G2
that game
Secret
was
the last one. I saw it in my browser, but I did not click it because I was streaming, and I kind of got sad because I kind of wanted to watch it, but I was like, oh, I'm actually having a really good time streaming right now, so like, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go back and catch the games later. But I heard the game was really good and it was close, so that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that Orglis is, well, they're not Orglis anymore. They're Team Secret. Congrats, by the way. Good to hear they were at least holding their own and doing well. And we have obviously yet to see how they'll do in Pro League, because that's a thing. They're in Pro League now. Smile. Well, the EU.
Congratulations,
EUL.
KS, by the way.
Yes, congrats to KS. I don't think I've ever met. Oh, I did. I did meet KS at SI 19. He was there with when they were Navi. I do remember that now.
I want to say, yeah. No. When they were Mocket.
No, they were
Mocket at SI 19.
Were they? No, they were Mocket at DreamHack Montreal 2018.
No, they were Mocket then, because that's when Corey was on the team.
Really? Fuck, I could. Yeah. Oh, did they get picked up by Navi after SI? Is that how that went?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Then yeah. Okay. Sorry, they were Mocket, but yes, I did meet him once. And yeah, actually, DreamHack Montreal, they were not Mocket.
Getting there, Flynn. That's all I'm saying.
We're working on shit. It's been a minute since I've had to go through the Liquipedia and actually memorize some shit. But yeah, congrats to him. I've only really met him once, but I know that he and Gassan are very good friends, and Gassan speaks extremely highly of KS, and obviously just seeing that kind of that storyline for him going from Penta, obviously the best team in the world, to trying to find his own way and forge his own path has been quite the trying experience to watch for him, and I'm just happy it's finally paid off for him. Unfortunately, we can't say the same for the Team Secret guys, as they are now completely disbanded, and everyone's kind of going their separate ways now. So rip to that squad, who we all thought had extreme promise to make their way back to Pro League, and unfortunately just could never really get that top 2 finish in Challenger League. Although, hey, semifinalists at a major and grand champions of a minor in 2019. It's nothing really to shy away from. Like you can hold your head proud. You know, shit. You upset a lot of people. You were the underdog, and boys, you gave it all you fucking had. And hey, hats off to y'all. I hope you all have luck in the future with wherever direction you go.
I completely agree with you. And I will say, I will put my entire, if I can call it career, it's been a year, right? If I can put my entire thing where they pay me to talk over video games on the line, they are one of the funnest teams to commentate on LAN.
Oh, 100%.
Oh my fucking God. They are so much fun.
Yep.
They're, oh my, like, dude, the Vegas minor, when Farrell was just deleting everyone, I was like, this kid is the fucking messiah of Siege. He just doesn't miss ever.
I remember that.
Every rotation that the man is like John Wick. He's just in your fucking house. Like it doesn't matter. You think you have sight locked down? Nah, bitch. Farrell's in there. He was Nook before Nook was a thing, dude.
True.
Oh, the guy was scary, dude. So fucking scary. And that's why when they got kicked out of PL, I was like, dude, they'll be back.
Yep.
But they can't play online. And I don't know what it is. I feel like they have the reverse effect of what Alfama talked about in that interview with Caliber Jacob. And by the way, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about Caliber Jacob. That man puts in so much work to try and present things to everyone, where Flynn and I just sit here and record like once a fucking month. If you're not following Caliber Jacob and the news that he produces for this scene, you guys need to be following Caliber Jacob. He's a great human. He's not the best at the game. Still love him though, but that's fine. You know, he's like, I only had to carry him to plat one time. We got him to plat charm. You know,
he's better than Parker, and that's all that really matters. Like, if Parker can still have his job and be silver, then I mean, you know, you know what he always says to me
when I give him shit about that? He goes, "I've been diamond for one season." I was like, "You got fucking carried, like
by me. I was there. I was with him.
I was like, what the fuck?
I was playing with him when he got diamond."
Like Parker, I love you, but like, I don't go to the gunner list and I see Intero. Like, I just don't do that.
It's fine. He's great at many other things. He's much better caster than I am. So
exactly. Hey, I'll give him a fucking tip of the cap to that.
Much better caster than I ever will be, apparently now. So there you go. He's still a very good friend of mine. Don't get it twisted, chat.
No, we're shitting on him because we love him.
He and I actually have been hanging out a lot more than we ever used to, like playing video games and stuff. So that's been actually kind of fun.
He's such a good guy to hang around, man. He's so fucking funny. Parker's wit with jokes is almost unparalleled. He's so fast and it's so witty.
It's really just like, you've never really been put in a spit roast quite like Parker. Like, especially when he's off stream, even when he's on stream. I love when he hits me with the Flynn's dad jokes on stream, by the way. Those things fucking crack me up.
Oh my
God. And the chat reaction in his chat is so goddamn hilarious. Oh my God. And I guess actually tying back to Secret, I just wanted to tell one more story that I've told before, but I do kind of want to bring it back just because Secret is gone. It's going back to them. My very first time ever talking to any of the guys on Team Secret was at DreamHack Montreal 2018. And you may think this is a normal, hey, I walked up to you and introduced myself and said, hey, I'm a new caster. How are you, Mr. Player Man? And it was a normal interaction. Nah, we all walked into a fucking like 2-foot wide bathroom together and all rocked a piss. It was me, Leon, and Alems. We all just sat there rocking a piss in the most uncomfortably tight bathroom in the world in the Olympic Stadium in Montreal. And that was the first time I met them.
Nothing like meeting a man over a piss.
Went in, rocked one, walked away. It was a good talk. It was a good meet. I'll miss you guys. And then, so EU, we're still waiting on EU League stuff. I guess the only real like news to talk about is Crapel leaving Rogue. He's gone to Fnatic. Congrats to him, a very good friend of mine, and I'm very happy for him going to be joining Dizzle in Fnatic and helping that squad. And I'm really happy for him, honestly. Crapel's such a great guy, and he's such a good coach. And I'm looking forward to see what he can do with Fnatic, with Dizzle.
Me too. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be such a cool experience to have them all on the same team with how crazy Fnatic plays and Magnet's brain for the game. I'm so excited to see what they do.
Be good, man.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I think that's all the news.
Another team on LAN where it's just like, I get to cast a Fnatic game. Let's fucking go.
Oh, yeah. I was so depressed when they like flunked out of Raleigh. I mean, Raleigh's games in general.
Flunked out of SI, dude. I wanted.
True.
That was 11 rounds in a row, dude.
Yeah.
I was so sad.
Yeah. I was so sad about Raleigh too. I wanted to cast them more.
The Raleigh one was, man.
Just heartbreaking. But yeah, their SI run too, man. That gave me hope. I was cheering for them the whole way too. Come on, boys, you can do this. Oh well.
When they took down Empire, man.
Oh yeah. I was sending up a prayer for them in that game, and boy, that one paid off. That was good.
You know what to give you flashbacks from? I'll give you one guess. There's one, and they've done it before. There's your big hint.
Done it before. What game did it remind you of?
The EG game.
Oh.
It gave me those vibes, dude. It really did. It really did. Just like against all odds, there's like, bro, we're just gonna play our game and fuck everything up.
Yup.
Like that. That's exactly what I felt. What I felt like. There's like, fuck it. Same thing on the SI stage when they rushed CEO on Consulate and it worked out. Like they're fucking swinging yellow and bathroom at the same time and shit. It's like, okay, guess we're just in here, man. Why not? Fuck it. Like,
yep. Anyway, on to Q&A, because, you know, I actually posted a Q&A thread, and, you know, I the last one that I posted, we really did mean to record an episode, I promise you. Our sleep schedules just did not align, and then we just didn't text each other for like a week. And then last week, we were just chilling in Discord, hanging out one night, and we were like, we should probably do a podcast, huh? And then it took us another week just to get on the same page to fucking get this done, so I apologize. But anyway, here's the actual Q&A. That's not a bait. I'm only going to be reading questions from today's post because a lot of the questions from last post are a month old and they're very outdated. So let's get right into it. We're starting off with Zevranth. Just copy and pasted from the last thread as I'm equally as lazy. See, I appreciate that. I really do. Hi, guys. Great to have the podcast back. Personally missed it a great deal. Only one question for you today. While casting, have you guys ever had to account for differences with the various versions of the English language or been informed after the fact? While I imagine it's pretty rare, here's a niche example. The word fanny means buttocks in the States. Yeah, ? Yeah. Well, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not very popular, but yeah, it does. But
I've never been like, oh, girl, you got a nice fanny. Like,
Jesus, you get arrested for saying that.
Next Tinder safari.
Oh, true.
Yo, girl, you got a nice fanny. Aha.
But in the UK, it's slang for vagina, and in certain regions is a casual insult, which essentially means idiot. I regularly call my stupid mate a wee fanny. And the rare time I hear the word during a game makes me chuckle. Do you guys have any examples along these lines? I imagine there's some weird ones between the USA and Canada. That's all. Hope you're both well. Also, Stokes, I subbed to you on Twitch, but had to cancel it. I know that kind of thing is cool, but I never got the chance to jump into your stream and say so. Stay safe. Well, Zevranth, thanks for subbing to Sam. So I'm just gonna say thank you for him, because fuck your feelings. Fuck your words, Sam.
Hey, you know what? Thanks for making my car payment, man. Thank you. I love you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Basically.
You guys really do help me like a lot.
Basically.
Like, I'm gonna be real honest, and Flynn's gonna know what I'm talking about, because like the way that money comes in with this job is fucked.
Oh,
so, like,
it's
if
so
I did
fucked.
not have you guys, like, I'd be in debt.
If I wasn't streaming right now, I'd be in trouble.
Yep. Like you guys don't even know, like, just sitting there, like, even though it's so much fun, like, you can have fun, like streaming and talking to people is actually like a really good time.
Yep.
It's so easy, but like the fact that you guys even give us fucking money in the first place is like,
oh yeah, it's
when
insane.
I made my car payment with Twitch money, I was like, what the fuck? This is like, I just took Monopoly money and was like, there you go, bank.
There you go.
How about that?
Oh, did you get paid today? I got paid today.
Oh, I might have gotten paid today. What's today?
Ooh, I got paid today. 15th.
Is today? Oh, hold on.
Yeah, baby.
Hey,
yeah, I got paid this morning right before I got on. I was like, ooh, baby, my PayPal's. It's all loaded up now. Thank you, Twitch.
Dude, mine's direct deposit now.
Oh, really? I just have to go to my PayPal instead of my bank account.
Yep, I got paid too.
Hey, let's get it.
Hey. Dude, I love my job so fucking much. It's not even a job, dude. I haven't worked a day in my life since like the beginning of 2019.
Me neither, man. Me neither. For me, since like fucking the end of 2017. Once I started doing Northern for the Nationals, I haven't worked a normal job since.
That's incredible, honestly.
Yeah. But anyway.
Oh yeah, the team. We never talked about the team.
Oh, we'll get there. It's one of the questions in here in the Q&A.
Okay, awesome.
So anyway, so this dude's question was, do we have any funny examples from casting where, you know, we said one thing that means one thing to us but means something else in a different language or a different culture?
I mean, I fuck up the most, don't I?
I mean, I put Nesk and Zig's name together on a Pro League cast.
He basically softly said the N-word. That's basically what happened.
And then Gassan didn't bail me out because we were both laughing so fucking hard I had to finish the call. Bro, I forget who they were playing. Hold on. I want to actually try and go find that clip.
That one, bro. I would let you hang.
Here, you know what? I'm not gonna play the clip live right now, but what I will do for you guys is tonight when I render this out, I'll go find the game, I'll record the clip, and I'll insert it right here. There we go. So now you guys have heard the clip. Yeah, we were laughing so hard that I had to finish that fucking call. I don't think that's a cultural misunderstanding. That's just me with a slip of the tongue, unfortunately. And right after it happened, all I did was tweet, fuck. And Parker texted me immediately and was like, you dumbass.
It's the hardest thing to explain too, because basically how it happens is while you're talking, you're thinking about the next thing you're gonna say.
Yep.
And then like the word you're thinking about in your head and the one you're about to say mesh, and you're like, oh shit. Like,
yep.
Like I called, oh dude, my biggest slip up like that was my first LAN ever.
What
it was one, yeah, because there was that guy on the military name on the military game named Clink.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I said,
oh no,
I said that with a CH.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, you just,
dude,
you got a problem with Asians, man? Like SI-19, USN 2018, they all look the same. I don't know.
Ethnicity wise, my Bumble has matched with more Asian women than anything else. So
that's a good thing to know.
Listen, I'm just saying. Saying. I am a man for all cultures, sir.
Well,
right?
I'm sorry, Zevranth. I don't think we have any of those specific examples off the top of my head. If anyone can think of them for us.
I know what it is. I've got one.
Go for it.
This was for CCS.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah, CCSW, actually.
Ooh, okay.
I had a woman get mad at me because I called one of the female players Love inside of the cast. I said, "Oh, what are you doing, Love?" Like she stepped on like a lesion mine or something, and something happened. It was on a border map.
Yeah.
But anyway, she went into the casting feedback of the CCS section, as everyone does when they go to complain about things, right?
Yeah.
And she thought it was Ty at first, and I was like, "No, I was the one who said it." And then there was an exchange of words that happened.
Okay.
It wasn't the best thing, but basically it was a cultural difference where apparently Love, where she is from, is meant as like a sarcastic thing, like, oh, you're being a fuck, like you're fucking up, basically. Whereas like I've moved to 20 different places in my fucking life. So, and like that's from like the South where everyone's like, oh, Love, how are you doing today? You know? Like it doesn't mean literally anything. It's like saying like, hey girl, how are you? It's the same thing. Like it's nothing weird, literally at all.
Oh, so, I've been like condescending for humor's sake on a cast before. Like I remember back in my OG days for IEG, there was a dude who actually became one of my friends. His in-game name was Honey. So every time he fucked up, I'd go, "Oh, honey." Like it's kind of condescending. It's kind of a dick move. I was a very amateur caster at the time too, but I thought it was kind of funny. Like. Aw, honey, are you okay?
I'm so happy you let me make all of those mistakes on like grand stages. You're just like, I'm just let Stokes rock. He'll figure it out.
Have fun. Have fun. Deal with the backlash like we all did, you fucking bitch.
Oh my god, dude, I'm so happy the subreddit has slowed down on commentators.
Yeah, thank God. Holy shit. I'm not even a caster anymore, and I'm sick of seeing them.
Dude, by the way, I'm so happy you got the most votes for caster of the year.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
And I got 8. I was like, what the fuck? Why do I have 8 votes?
That's incredible. Jesus. All right, Jazzy Clarinet Gaming. Number 1, what teams in NA have the most potential to get better, and do you believe any have hit a ceiling? NA most potential to get better. I would say E United would be my team. I was
going to match up with that as well. Alfama seems so driven right now with Yeti. Oh, yeah. Those guys look set.
Oh yeah, and I love Alfama so much. I've said it a million times. He was never the person to cut off that team after Tokoname. And honestly,
we had like a 45-minute discussion about that.
Yeah, and I love Alfama to death. He's such a sweet guy. And honestly, like if I could just fly down to Yeti's house right now and just give Alfama and Yeti a hug, I would. Like I just miss the fucker that bad. He's such a sweet guy and such an incredibly talented player and such a versatile player. You've seen him play almost every role at some point in his comp career. Like he's just all over the map and it never slows him down, man. Such a good player, and I think he can really bring a lot of the expertise that he has over the years. Because you think about E United, it's still, in terms of the players, they're still very fresh. You know, they're very new to the scene in comparison anyway, relative to Alfama. Like, he's been around for such a fucking long time that he's just got a lot of knowledge that he can crank out and teach these guys on E United. So I would say they're probably my team in NA that has the most room to grow. Team that's hit a ceiling. this is gonna sound kind of cruel, but I'm gonna say Tempo.
I'm with you.
I don't see them getting much better than where they're at right now. Honestly.
We talked about them when they first came over and about how they didn't make any roster moves and how that was kind of a scary thing just because of what can possibly happen with that. There's a lot of people that are, I hate to say this again, but this is how this works. There's a lot of people that are more talented than you that have been doing it for longer and know how this works. And you need that in order to make your team good. You have to have that veteranism that knows, hey, this is how things go. This is how we're going to construct things. And you need to learn that. Like, most of these players are players that you and I have played against in the past at some point in time, you know?
Yeah, I played against Tempo and CL. We were in the same season.
Exactly. So it's one of those things where you're like, okay, most of these players are really good, but there is a lot of upgradable spots. And I hate that the mantra around it is that, oh, if you drop players when you get out of CL, you're fucking scum. They earned that spot. And it's like, I mean, yes, yeah, you did earn the spot, but there's FAs on the board. And at the end of the day, if you're trying to be successful, you have to put the people around you to be successful. That's how it works. Go watch the interview with Scump. Have you ever seen the Scump interview where he talks about that?
Yeah.
And he talks about, it's not that we're not friends. I fucking love you, man. But I have to have people around me that are on my level. I have to be there in order to get better. And it's never failed him a single fucking time. He's the best COD player to ever play, ever.
Yep. And, it's hard. It really is, because if in some fantasy land, if Shrug had actually qualified for Pro League and won a promotion game, which never ever would have happened, let me tell you. But anyway,
sucks too much.
I was gonna say Cloud baits too much, but anyway, he's not here to defend himself anymore.
Your foreskin. I stood on your foreskin more than fucking Cloud.
True. Anyway,
we almost fucked that round up because you said that. By the way, I was laughing so hard. So we were playing a rank game, boys, and basically, Flynn is putting the diffuser down, and like if you guys have watched my streams, like I'm fucking fully committed. I don't care if I get shot in the face. Like we're making sure this bitch is going down. And Flynn goes, "Yeah, that's right, Stokes. Stand on my fucking foreskin like Cloud should."
Yep.
Like I'm fucking cackling and this Maestro swings gun vault. I'm like, fuck.
Yep. But anyway, like it would have been really tough for me because I developed so much chemistry and with those guys, and it would have been incredibly difficult to make that decision to cut someone from that team. But I can tell you now, if we had made Pro League, cuts would have been made. And honestly, I don't know if it would have been me or Cloud, but it's probably one of us. We were probably the weakest players on that team. Yeah, it probably would have been one of us too, gone from that team if we had qualified for Pro League. I think Wrath, Mex, and Chase were all way too good to be. They got to get a shot, and they were a lot of the driving force in that team. And I think one of us probably would have been gone. Either that or both of us. Honestly, they probably could have just upgraded us both immediately and been a pretty decent team. So, it's hard, but those are the kind of sacrifices that sometimes have to be made. And Tempo didn't do that heading in. Now, obviously, they've trialed a bunch of new players. They had Mark come in as a temporary sub, and now Sloppy should have his visa, as far as I'm aware. He should be allowed to play whenever NAL kicks off. So, it should be good now. They should have their envisioned team, what they want to have. I know it's very stressful not having all the pieces you want to have at your disposal as a team. So, I do think it's kind of harsh to give them only one season and say they've hit a plateau. But honestly, I think with the personnel they have right now, I don't see them elevating their game to a meaningful degree. I don't see them surpassing a team like Oxygen. I don't see them surpassing a team like TSM, SSG, Dark Zero, even E United. I put them above Tempo. The DG and Sonics rosters obviously are going to be interesting to see how they play out. Obviously, the Sonics have teased a new member coming in. Super.
Apparently a young one from what?
Yeah, it was Seth's tweet last night or the other night. It looking like a younger player, and there's a lot of rumors about who it is. I'm not going to get into that, but with Tempo right now, I do believe for the moment, from what I've seen, that I don't think they're going to progress much better from where they're at.
Yeah, and again, that's not a shot at them or their skill or anything like that. Like it's just that unless something drastic happens in their mentality of the game or a roster change, I don't see anything getting better than it already has been, basically.
Yep. Number 2
because
from
when Tempo
Jazzy.
came in, if you remember, just to say this, when Tempo came in, they were frying everyone. They were destroying every single team. But it's gotten to that point now where everyone's played against them so much. It's like, yeah, same song, same dance. We win, you lose. You have to be less predictable.
They beat Rogue in a best of 3. Something none of us thought was going to happen. I don't think there were barely any people out there, even with how poorly Rogue was playing. I don't think there were many people giving Tempo back when they were two-faced a shot at coming close to wiping the floor with Rogue. And honestly, they earned their spot. They 1,000% earned their spot. The challenge is going to be keeping it from here on out for them, I believe. Number 2 from Jazzy Clarinet. How do you think Izzydream and Team Secret will stack up against the rest of EU Pro League next season? That's going to be a tough one. Chaos seems to have a horseshoe just lodged straight up their fucking rectum. Every season it looks like they're destined for 8th, and then they pull out a 6th place. Now with 10 teams, obviously it's going to be fucking... they're destined for 10th, and they're going to finish 8th. Like, I don't know. Chaos just... They refuse to be defeated, which I give them full props for. It's gonna be challenging. I don't expect Vitality to continue their shitty streak they were on to end the season. Fours and Empire are big question marks right now in terms of their performance. Fours was on a bit of an upswing through the mid portion of that second split, and Empire was on a big downswing after SI. EU is a big fucking question mark for a lot of teams right now. I would say that Izzydream and Team Secret, they have an uphill battle in front of them, but anything's possible. We saw Na'Vi come in from fucking relegation games to win Pro League the very next season. And the same thing with Empire the season before that. Like, this is just kind of the EU cycle. You get some new talent in, the new kids on the block, and they start fucking shit up early and often. And you never know, man. All it takes is one little hot streak. Even back in the old days with NA, Noble went on like a 4-game winning streak to start the season. Then they fell off the face of the goddamn planet.
And got last. If I remember, second to last or last?
Well, they just straight up disbanded, didn't they? Well, they disbanded once they were Orgless, yeah.
Correct. Yeah. And they went to X Noble, and then because it was at USN the first time around. That's when that happened. Yeah. So, and also,
and then they disbanded
Tempo's still going through that. Yeah. Tempo's also going through that really weird thing right now, waiting on Sloppy's visa, which is going to be like forever and a day away. So Mark's going to be on the team till further notice.
Oh, okay.
Everyone more than likely forgot about that because, it just...
Well, I literally just said I thought Sloppy was playing and Mark wasn't going to be there anymore, so I was wrong about that one. Good correction. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I went to check the CGG because I was like, what's their roster right now? Because I know they had somebody standing in. I was like, I think Mark's standing in.
Yep.
And then Sloppy's coming over, but I know there's been like some weird stuff going on, especially with obviously COVID-19. Like, you're not going to be able to get a visa right now. You're kind of screwed for that. So I guess Mark's in until further notice.
Yeah. Well,
that's what CGG has at least. So if it's anybody's fault, it's Spencer's, and fuck you, Spencer, for fucking it up.
Fuck you, Spencer. Fuck you, Spencer. We all agree. All right.
Yep.
Crossfire content. Sweet, savory content. In your guys' opinion, do you think the one map advantage in the grand finals of SI or any majors from here on should be done away with? We could have had a map 5 between SSG and NIP, and we were deprived of that. I get that the upper bracket winner deserves an advantage for their efforts, but not having 5 maps is taking something huge away from the experience when it could have happened. It means we'll never get another EG versus Penta thriller, and that alone is reason enough to drop the advantage, I feel.
What?
Jesus, I'm forgetting how to breathe, apparently. Here's the thing. I talked about this. I think it was last episode or the one we did before. No, it must have been last episode.
It was last episode because we had a discussion about this and how both you and I said, look, if you're going to have a bracket like this, they have to have an advantage. You can't just give them rounds. Like, you didn't fly through the entire major on the top of the game, like winners bracket, all that, to be like, hey guys, you get a map pick. Like, no, that's not okay. That's not enough. Like, it's a map or nothing, basically. Like, you either give them the map or you're like, we're not doing this anymore. There's no in between, because going all the way through the winners bracket has to give you that advantage. I'm sorry. How this bracket works is exactly like an FGC type thing, to where they only have to win one set, technically speaking, if they come from the winner's bracket, right? You have to, for people that don't know how this works for FGC, basically, if you come from loser's bracket, you have to reset the bracket. So you have to win the first set, and then you have to play them in another set and beat them again in order to win from the loser's bracket. So if anything, they're being pretty fucking courteous. Like they're not making like, hey, win this best of 5, then play another best of 5. Like,
yeah, true.
Like, dude, they do that in COD. I remember watching Team Caliber play against Luminosity in New Orleans for what was it? It was World at War. That's what it was. In 2018. Yeah, when the new World War one came out, right?
Yeah.
So I watched Team Caliber win that, but Luminosity reset the bracket. So I was there watching that fucking series for like 5 fucking hours or however long it was. I could not imagine commentating that.
Yeah,
fuck that.
Fucking
like,
hell, are you kidding me,
dude?
You would need another set of casters. I'm not going fucking 5 hours on that. Are you kidding me?
Oh my goodness,
Jesus. So yeah, I think I said it last time as well. It's just a system I grew up with, so it makes fucking sense to me. I do agree. It is sad that we're not going to see another EG versus Penta thing, but I think the fact that we will never see it again just makes that moment, that experience, that much more special. That it will be the last time there was a reverse sweep of full 5 maps in the grand final of a major. And I'm kind of at peace with that. I'm kind of okay with that. I'm kind of okay with that just being the end of the full reverse sweep. And, SSG did the best of what you could possibly do in their scenario with a reverse sweep, And
it was incredible.
It was incredible to see. And honestly, I think that the more this happens, the more you see the one map advantage in the finals. It's going to make more sense. I'm sure it'll still continue to piss people off, unfortunately. And I don't really have, a better justification for it. Like you said, it's either the map advantage or there's no advantage. And it's one or the other. There is no in between here.
It's yes or no.
Yep. It's yes or no. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And if you want to have a loser's bracket like we all clamored for, then there has to be an advantage given to the winner's bracket. Or we go back to single elim for playoffs, which
that would fucking suck. Yeah.
That would kind of fucking suck. Although there were a lot of people complaining about the fact that there was extra days for the losers bracket not on stage, so there were fewer games for people to attend. I saw that a common complaint around SI. That can be tweaked. That can be tweaked. That can be altered.
We have a smaller venue for the losers bracket or for the group stage finals. Like, hey, we're doing a small venue here. You can get tickets. There's like one dude selling fucking food, and it's like 100-person venue. Because you'd sell it out every time, right? And you're like, group stage finals, boom, we have a small crowd. Let's get this going. They do that, and then it's like, okay, we're on main stage for the final day. Not the final day, but you understand, for the final stretch of the games, for quarters, semis, and finals.
Yeah. Cross.
Actually, technically speaking, quarters were played in the group stage finals. Correct?
Yeah. It was just the semifinals for winners bracket, semifinals for losers bracket, and then losers bracket, grand final, and then grand final. Yeah, for on stage. So there were fewer games, but like you said, that can be tweaked. You can just honestly with the format everyone's trying to go for now with this new global format. I think honestly we can step up or I guess Ubisoft can step up the level of production and extend those stage days to be kind of like a 5-day event. Which I think would be really cool. Even just 4 days instead of only 3 accessible to the public, I think would be awesome. Just so you have more of those games on stage, because I think elimination games from a major, no matter what, should be on stage. You should never have an elimination match off stage, unless it's in the group stage, in which case you just can't get around that. That's how it goes.
No. But if they've made it to that point, they deserve that.
Yeah, if they've made it to quarters and they're gonna be eliminated, I really want that on stage. It should be. That's the way it should be, in my opinion. Cross, number 1, who do you think in NA, LATAM, and EU will be the best player in their respective region? That's all over the place.
Well, EU, I mean, that's one's easy. You can just throw that one at Pangu and be done. He's the most consistent at everybody. And that's when you and I talk about this, we always talk about consistency. Everyone wants to be like, oh, Shaiko, he's so flashy. And it's like, yeah, but he's not consistent like Pangu is. He's still very consistent, but he gets his frags. He uses his util how he's supposed to. He does the things. It's just that Pangu overall has had a longer history of just being, no matter what day of the week it is, I can be sick, dead in a ditch, doesn't matter. If you put me at a computer, I will play the best stage I possibly can. And I mean, there's nobody that's going to rival that right now inside of Europe. I'm sorry. So I got to give it to Nicholas. There you go.
Yeah. EU, I'll stick with Pengu, like you said. NA. NA's a tough one, man. That's a
for this
open.
season. For this season, you got to give it to Fultzy Poo.
And give it to Fultz.
The Fultz is a fucking monster. I mean, dude, as you said, like, no matter what, he's never the one to make the mistake. He waits for you to fuck up, and he punishes you every single time. He does not miss. He's exactly what you want as an anchor player. He's the safest guy, but he gets the kills because he knows where you're gonna fuck up. It's like he's living inside of your closet. He's just looking at your screen. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I'd agree with Fultz. And then for LATAM,
I'd say Muzi.
I was just thinking Muzi, man.
Dude, this is why I don't get why people like the podcast so much. We're too similar. Like,
I know.
Like, we literally every single time it's like, hey, what do you think?
Yeah.
Well, I gotta agree with you. Like,
yeah, I was literally already thinking Muzi, and I was gonna go first, and then you said it. I was like, goddamn.
See, now I get to be the smart one. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah.
Everyone thinks I'm a fucking dumb one. It's just that we think the same shit.
Basically, you just got to say I agree because I just take the words out of your fucking mouth.
You fucking cocksucker.
Yeah. Number 2, this is for Flynn. Who do you think will have the best year in the upcoming season for the NHL if it happens? Love you shitters a lot. You make my day better, and hope you guys will still be the same or will still be sane at the end of this. Of course, not lose my sanity anytime soon. In the NHL, who's going to have the best year in the upcoming season? If we finish out the regular season for the NHL, I think I got to give it to Boston.
Bruins, dude.
If we go straight to the playoffs, and there's been a lot of fucking thrown out suggestions for like playoff formats and what the fuck they're going to do. But honestly, I think the East wins the Cup, but I don't think it's going to be Boston in the final anymore. I think it's going to be Tampa. If we go straight to the playoffs, I think Tampa just rolls. Yeah. I think Tampa just rolls.
Choke again. So,
well, that's the thing. They choked last year. They got swept in the first round. I feel like they came back and they didn't look like themselves at the beginning of the season, and all of a sudden the switch flipped again, and they went like 35-2. Until we shut down for Rona. Like they were not projected to be in the playoffs at Christmas, and by the time the season shut down, they were, I think, 7-8 points ahead of Boston, leading the entire East.
Yeah, we're the fucking bottom of the Central Division.
True. You guys might make the playoffs though if they do the 2014 format.
We fucking suck so much.
Which is so weird because I keep picking you guys to fucking. I'm talking about Chicago, by the way. If anyone is not aware.
For you guys that don't know, I'm all Chicago for sports, and I'm a Cubs fan. But the people are gonna go, well, what baseball team do you like? I like the Cubs. I'm Northside Chicago. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I keep picking you guys as like underdogs to make it out of the Central. I just like the young kids that have come up, like Alex DeBrincat and Alex Nylander. You know, the younger guys that have been coming up, Dylan Strome. Like the trades they've made for those players acquiring that young talent has been fucking incredible to see. I mean, Patty Kane is still lighting up the show.
And that's what I like. That's what I like, is that we still have the veterans there to be able to, pave the path for them and be like, hey, look, this is how this works. We can actually make this go a little bit faster and improving you because we have people that are still just fucking lights out at hockey. So we have some of the we have one of the best players ever fucking play hockey on our team still, so it's fine.
Yep.
Hey, one of the best forwards ever, dude. Let's go.
All right, I will get to what I'm about to say when the question comes up in Q&A, but we kind of got to roll through these. I have scrims in 25 minutes, so we got to get a fucking move on here. Thak, number 1, do you think that the 20-second meta is killing competitive play and making it stale to watch as a viewer? No. There's workarounds. Teams are just being fucking stubborn.
I mean, it is kind of boring when it happens, though. But
it is boring, but like, there's workarounds. Teams need to become inventive and not fucking resistant. Like, just make some changes. Come on, boys. Number 2, how are the two of you staying sane during the quarantine? I think we're both just streaming and fucking chilling with friends as much as possible on Discord.
Yep.
Like, just staying in people's company so that we don't lose our fucking minds.
Yeah, we literally got bored and just started watching. Well, you guys were watching videos with Gabe one night. I was like, what are you guys doing? Like,
I didn't even know, because Parker just texted me at like midnight, and he's like, Discord, now. And I was like, what the fuck do you want from me? And he's like, nothing, I just wanted to chill. So we were just chilling in there for a few hours. And then, Gabe popped in. We were watching those fucking dumbass videos. And then you and I just sat and talked for a few hours. Like, that's how we're staying sane, man. Just keep talking to your friends. Keep in communication, because it's a lonely fucking existence right now. Number 3, would you rather keep game info? Oh, we already talked about leaks. Go away. Thanks, guys. Hopefully the both of you are staying safe in these crazy times. Trying to. Smoothie, how do you guys feel about the recent performances of BDS? Do you think Invite 4th place was a fluke or proof they have potential? I think that, unfortunately, Shiko stands so far above everyone else on BDS, I guess apart from Alems.
Oh my god.
But like even Alems isn't on that level. Like he can hang, but he's not on that Shiko level. I think
he gets his kills. That's the thing.
He does.
Alems gets his kills. Shiko is just so mechanically gifted.
Yep.
It's fucking terrible. Dude, if we had old leaning right now, I don't know if he'd ever die.
Honestly. Oh my god. I miss old
If we still had Bolo lean, dude. I saw it, dude. Alex posted some of it.
Yeah, I saw that tweet. I liked it.
God.
Dude.
I was like, Skies, stop, dude. You're making like I'm salivating at the mouth right now. Like
yeah, guys, if you haven't seen it, actually go check out Skies' tweet of his clip. And the conversation below it was actually kind of funny too between him and Kyle and Matt. About they're trying to force Alex back onto Ashe.
You know what? I would like to interject with a question of my own and see what you think.
Sure.
So you know how Michael or Kix tweeted the thing about using the test server more for tests?
Yeah.
Did you see what I tweeted back at him?
I think I read it, but I don't remember what you said.
Okay. What do you think about angled grips being on more guns? And by more guns, I mean most guns, like most guns as like an alternative to vertical, because it seems that they're very skimpy about it right now. And I feel as though with vert and angled on the same gun, you have a lot more options for how you play. Do you hold angles or are you a fast player? Do you like trying to get those frags? Like, how do you play the game? It's kind of like, for instance, like you and I both have played Thermite a lot in our fucking lives. I play angled grip hollow. You play vert ACOG because you hold angles, whereas I, for some reason, am a fucking crackhead at 23, and I just want to shoot everything. So that's what I'm saying is there's a large gap between our play styles with Thermite. We'll both get the job done and get the wall open. But after that, I'm like, I got stun grenades. I'm going to go blow some people up, right? I'm just going to go shoot everybody. And you're like, I got a Claymore, an ACOG, and a vert grip. Let's party. You know, I feel like that is a bigger offer to a lot of people, and that it would help people a lot more and make Siege a little bit more flashier than it is right now. I think the game slowed down a lot because you can't move the way that you could, and they slowed down the ADS after they fixed that glitch.
Yeah, I'm down. I think there should be certain exceptions, and I don't want to go through the list right now because honestly, I just don't have the time. Unfortunately, I wish I honestly.
I know what gun you're gonna. I think I know which gun you're gonna talk about. Are you gonna talk about the R4C?
I was going to say the F2. I do not want to see that with a fucking angle grip.
Okay, well, actually, I'm fine with that, and I'll tell you why. It's because that thing with vert grip and muzzle brake still has some stupid recoil.
Still goes to the ceiling.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing that people don't understand is like when they reply to this stuff, you guys don't know the mechanics and how they work in the game. Angled grip doesn't give you anything for your actual recoil pattern. It doesn't. It literally just makes your ADS faster. So the gun's recoil without that grip is exactly what it's going to be with angled grip. You just ADS faster. That's it. It doesn't help you with any recoil. It doesn't. It's literally just ADS time. So like
I would agree that angle grips should be more common. I would say that they at least need to be more common.
Yeah, it's like okay, you give it to Zof, you give it to IQ, you give it to Maverick, you give it to the fucking AK-12 on Fuse has it, dude. Like, come on, man. But then you're like, oh, we're gonna skimp out on like the R4C for Ashe. Why? Because if she has angle grip, she can actually take gunfights like she's supposed to be able to. Like you make her this crazy fast operator with this great gun, then you pull the ACOG away because you hate people playing distance, and then you're like, oh no, fuck you again. The angled grips on the G36C. No one wants to use that piece of shit, dude. Just give the angled grip to everybody and be like, bada bing, bada boom. If you enjoy playing the game fast and you want to be aggro, use the fucking vert grip or use the angled grip and be done.
I think as long as there is a reciprocal punishment. So like how when you have vert grip and your recoil is much easier to control, but your ADS time is slow. Just like if you have an angle grip, the recoil's basically like you have no grip, but your ADS time is faster. I'm fine with that. As long as they keep that consistent over everything, then yeah, fucking throw all the angle grips at anyone. I don't give a shit. In terms of BDS,
angle grip on the SMG-11.
Oh my god, I'd fucking ejaculate. Anyway, in terms of BDS, I think unfortunately just the rest of the roster isn't really up to like Shiko and Alems' level, and I hope they work at making some changes here and there. A-Steps, already kind of talked about your question about Ubisoft's like communication. I just want, honestly, I wouldn't even mind if they. So basically, the question here, I'll read it out, is
Mhm.
Ubisoft's model of quote, we understand there is an issue. However, until we find a way to solve it / understand the problem completely, we won't directly talk about it, end quote. The best way to handle things. Or do you think Ubi should handle communication / concerns differently? I would say, honestly, I would like to see something. You know how they do those dev blog posts at the end, in the middle of every season?
Mm-hmm.
Can we get some kind of routine? Yeah, some kind of routinely, just this is the State of the Union. Yeah. This is what we've heard.
Even like every other Tuesday. It's like, yo, every other Tuesday, here you go, man. Here's your update. Here's your State of the Union.
Yeah,
hey,
once every couple weeks.
On these. Yeah, we've made progress towards cheaters. You can be cryptic. That's fine. As long as you're like, hey, we've made large strides. Like, that's fine. It's like, okay, cool. They made good progress. It's sick.
Yep.
You know? That's all everyone cares about.
Yeah, and it could be something as simple like that. It could be bi-weekly, so every other week, there's just a State of the Union. It could be a fucking 50-word blog post saying, hey, we fucking heard you about this glitch or this bug or this shit, and this is, I don't know, you don't even have to say what you're doing about it. Just say, hey, we know it's there. We are working on it. Don't stress. Right? I think a lot of concerns would be alleviated that way. And we talked about the communication stuff about other shit earlier, so... also Chips Ahoy or Oreos. I'm gonna go Oreos.
Double stuffed?
A double stuff for sure.
You can double stuff me.
Oh fuck yeah, bud.
Oh fuck yeah, buddy.
The G East. Glad to see you lards getting back to recording. Wow, okay, that's fucking offensive.
Dick. Yeah, fuck you.
Number 1. What esports org merch do you enjoy the most?
SSG. That's not
SSG and the Dark Zero hoodie. I also told you about that. You need to get the Dark Zero stuff.
Yeah, I fucking text Jordan, and he told me to get my credit card. What a dick. What a fucking dick. I told him I was like, I'm going to break into the house. I know where the clothes are. He goes, you still think we use that clothing rack in the fucking attic? Ha, ha, ha. And I was like, I want it so bad, man.
Yeah, it's so nice. So
it's going to be coming out, I think, near the end or beginning of this month. So if you guys really like the Dark Zero stuff, make sure you guys head over to the store and get that. It's a fucking beautiful sweatshirt. And
so nice.
Zach and everybody have put a lot of work into that. So definitely pick up some DZ merch if you guys are an NA fan or a fan of DZ, which you should be because they play lights out Siege. So
with two new maps being added into the comp map pool in the latest 2 seasons, what teams do you expect to shake things up strategy wise? Well, we're just talking about it. Dark Zero. Dark Zero, obviously everybody, but I mean, like, Dark Zero, man, they've always been that team to me. I think SSG is kind of getting on their level.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's just because of Troy, though. I think Troy's got more freedom with SSG for some reason. I don't know what it was about EG because I didn't know the inner workings of that.
Yeah.
I know SSG just a tad bit more, but not to the point where it's like, oh, yeah, Luke does this and Lycan's job is this. And I would never talk about that anyways because that's, again, giving up shit. But for SSG, it does feel like they get in the lab a lot more often.
Mm-hmm. And Dark Zero, since day one, they have been the innovators. There was that documentary.
Flip side.
Yep, all the way back to F3, all the way back to VWS.
Oh my
God. And Matt just tweeted about it yesterday. He was like, are Kyle and I the longest standing duo in Siege? And they are. They're the longest standing duo in Siege. Clever got banned, and Kyle took his place. Mint took his place on that team on VWS, and they've been together ever since. That's how long it's been.
5 years.
Lycan, I actually went looking for the tweet because I wanted to quote tweet it last night when I saw that tweet from Matt, and I couldn't find the tweet. I think he deleted it or something. But it must have been like a year ago or something. But Lycan tweeted, the longest standing NA roster now that's been consecutively together is Clever's fucking team. The hacker that got banned in season 2 or season 1. I can't remember. I think it was season 2. Yeah, that's the longest standing NA team now. Is a fucking team with a hacker on it. Or had a hacker on it. Lord almighty. Number 3, Stokes. What is your favorite Bluebell ice cream flavor? Hope all is well.
Oh, man. Mint chocolate chip.
There you go. That'd be one. All right.
See, again, dude, we match up with too much shit, dude. It doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
Flynn, how are you homeless and you know what ice cream tastes like? That doesn't make any sense, dude. I had to fit one. I haven't made a homeless joke in like 2 months, dude.
True.
I was due. I was really due.
Yeah. All right. Gold leader. Number 1. Which team do you think could use a roster change the most, and which free agent is most interesting? It's off-season time. Team that could make a roster move. We already talked about Tempo.
I think they're good with where they're at. I think they want to see how Sloppy lands. They honestly might like Mark. and then drop somebody else for Mark if Mark can prove that he's possibly better than somebody on that team, or if somebody gets sick and then they play a scrim with Mark and Sloppy, and they're like, oh fuck, this shit actually hits. You know what I mean? Because again, Flynn's sitting right here. He's played comp way more than I have, but there's been those moments where like you just like, hey man, can you fill? And then you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like
it happens,
this
man.
guy's comms are fucking awesome. Like,
so I don't know what's happening with him, but Navi's just left MIBR yesterday. So I think he's actually the most interesting free agent to me right now.
I would
not being with Cyber as well. That's weird for me. Not seeing Navi's and Cyber together. That's a little
be a weird one.
That's gonna be weird. So I think he's the most interesting free agent for me right now. I don't think he would have left MIBR without having a plan, but we'll see what happens in LATAM there. Number 2, what's your favorite alcohol? Quarantine has me thirsty. Pineapple Ciroc.
Ooh, mine is Cabo Wabo tequila.
There you go. Big Yikes TM. Praise be Flynn. Number 1, thoughts on franchising. Garbage. Hate it. Player-owned rosters are my fucking favorite. My preference, anyway.
Agreed.
There you go. Number 2, potential roster moves with LG and EG, in parentheses, probably just Spades from EG, lol.
I wouldn't even say just Spades. No.
Yeah, that's kind of
Young.
Like, well, Young already said he's going to be in CL Quals.
Yeah.
I don't know what Spades is doing. The other 3 said they're focusing on Valorant right now. And then for LG, Doodle, Factor, and fuck, I can't remember who else.
Wait, Doodle. Wait. Okay, go back real quick. I was talking to Gabe real quick. Okay, so LG, and you said Doodle, Factor, and Hyena.
I think those 3 are making a team for CL Quals as well.
Is Hyena making a team?
I don't know. I actually
I mean,
know.
honestly, that would make sense because that's the 3 that I played and Virus. Oh, no, I played Virus, Hyena, and Doodle yesterday and ranked with Sour and one more.
Okay.
The last one.
So I would imagine that LG tries to go back to CL with most of their team, and EG, it sounds like most of them are heading to Valorant, and Young is going to be in CL Quals with some team. Number 3, nothing else. Glad you're back, though. Thanks. So apparently the question that wasn't here, whoever posted the question in here about my comp shit, did you delete your comment or something? Because I know I saw it in here earlier, but anyway, we'll get back to that later. I'll just finish it off with that statement. Rare Pepes, what do you think about Border being replaced by Oregon in the comp map pool? I'm not gonna fucking finish that question for number 2. Number 1, I love New Oregon coming in for Border. Fuck Border, love New Oregon. I want to see cafe or theme park out for Canal soon.
So much fun. Yep. Oh my god, the New Oregon is so much fun.
So great. Love it. I can't wait. James Milo, which are each of your favorite drugs?
Jesus.
That's something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big heroin fan,
I'm not a heroin fan, let me tell you.
Prefer black tar. That's the good stuff.
Not a heroin fan, let me tell you. I would say that it's a tie between cocaine and oxy for me.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, I'm just being honest, okay? I've been open about my drug history, okay? I had a bad problem. I got over it, you know?
Oh my god.
I'm just saying, if you cracked open a line of blow in front of me, I wouldn't say no. And 9 minutes ago, Alternal Life is going to close us out with number 1. What are your guys' opinions on how each of your respective governments are handling the crisis? I'm loving what Canada's doing, and I'm hating what America's doing.
I mean, everyone always hates what America does, but the other thing they got to realize is we got a lot more fucking people than all these tiny fucking governments that talk shit about us. It's actually hilarious.
I think I saw a tweet.
Like, I can't believe there's more people sick in America than Germany, and it's like,
do you know fucking math, you idiot? Like, what the fuck? Like, this
I think they're talking about percentages there, bud.
Dude, oh my, it actually.
Although I will say,
it blows my fucking mind how stupid people are.
I don't know the number exactly, so don't take it verbatim, but I did see a tweet yesterday from a news outlet saying that unemployment in the States right now was above 80%. That's a problem. That's a big problem.
From where unemployment was, yes, it raised 80%. Yes, correct. But the reasoning behind that is because laying people off right now really isn't that bad of a thing, because a lot, and I mean a lot of people are making more money with unemployment than they were making at their jobs. Like, if my mom got laid off right now, it'd be like $600 extra a month than what she was making. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Is like, yeah, it's bad, but like people are making their money with unemployment. It's happening.
I've just been really impressed with how open Canada has been. So basically, we have we have Rona money. So every month I apply for Rona money because I'm unemployed and I lost work due to Rona. And yeah, it's unfortunate, but Canada basically said, we're going to take this giant pool of money, and then we're just going to keep throwing money at the problem until it goes away, and we're going to worry about paying the money back later. You guys all just take our fucking money for as long as this lasts, and we will sort out the issues later. We don't have time to bitch about this. We don't have time to put this to a vote. Just take our fucking money, $2,000 every month, go away. We'll deal with the problems later. So I've been impressed and pleased with how Canada has been handling, especially lockdown and enforcing, no one leaving their fucking house for stupid reasons. Cops in our area have been fining people up to $5,000 for leaving their house without a reason. And people need letters from the government to go do their job if they're going to leave the house. And I appreciate that, because there were also stupid people in Canada and Vancouver protesting, trying to get the government to release the lockdown. And then a bunch of them got Rona. And then I laughed because you guys are fucking stupid. Don't do that. Don't go outside.
They're so fucking dumb. And like the main thing is, though, about this is that it is really blown out of proportion. My mom was actually talking to me about this a couple of days ago. There was a woman that was talking about how most of like the news that was coming out early on about COVID was actually just completely blown out of proportion, and everyone basically like publicly set her on fire. And then it turned out that she was right, because like 25% of it's actually just bullshit. Like the numbers are very skewed, and it's obviously like shocked a lot of people into
the
thinking
lethality
like,
rate
fucking die.
The lethality rate, not to get too scientific, because neither of us are fucking doctors, so let's just preface everything we're about to say with that. We're no doctor.
Fucked up.
Yeah, we're no fucking doctors. But the lethality rate, it isn't about, us. We're not immunocompromised. We're not really at all that risk. There have been plenty of people around the world, very prominent figures, who have contracted Rona and moved on. You even said you think you might have had it in Japan and gotten over it. Like,
there's also some that have been very scary, though, and that's the one thing I think a lot of people are worried about with this, is that the fatality rate is very, very low. It's less fatal than the flu is, but it affects everybody differently, and it's actually the only thing that we know of that does that.
Yeah.
That's cancer doesn't do that. You don't just get cancer and go, hey man, I got cancer, just got over it, dude. Like, just fucking sat here, ate some Cheetos, played Rainbow Six for 5 hours, and boom, done, gone. Like,
some people get over it and some people don't.
It's like I could have got it in Japan. I'm a fucking 155, 5'11" guy. That like, again, like I'm underweight for what I am, and I was like, basically had a cold and moved on. It sucked ass, and I had to fly home sick, but it fucking sucked if I did have it, right?
Yep.
But then you like have a Olympic gold swimmer for the States that gets COVID and it damn near kills him. And you're going to tell me that isn't one of the fittest human beings on the earth, an Olympic fucking swimmer that got a gold medal, and it almost killed him. That's the scary part of this. That's the only thing that's scary.
Yep. All right, and then two soft questions to round us out, and then I'll get back to the thing I need to talk about. Number 2, best flavor of chips. I'm gonna go Ruffles all dressed, or Doritos jalapeno cheddar.
I love you so much. Oh my God. Dude, and hold on, just to add to it.
Sure.
Vinegar chips also bang.
Yes.
And jalapeno.
Yes, just straight jalapeno chips. Miss Vicky's jalapenos are
Why can't we live together? We would have the best pantry. We would have the best pantry ever, dude. I would be so fat by the end of that. Oh my God.
Well, actually, the third question is cats or dogs. I am allergic to cats, but I've grown up with cats my entire life, so I want to get a dog when I move out.
Yeah. Okay. Let's be honest. If you guys are actually against either or, you suck ass.
Yeah. Like, I don't care
awesome.
one way or another.
Dogs are fucking awesome. Yeah. Like the fact that people judge animals based off the other people's animals, like you show up, it's like, hey, this cat doesn't know me, and it's a dick. It's like, oh, that's weird, huh? Like
it's like if you walked into a stranger's house and all of a sudden they didn't like you. It's like, like, I wonder why.
Yeah, it's like, what? I was just here, man. I was hanging out, wanting some water. Like, honestly, just if you have any interest with having a relationship with a cat, get one. Even if you have some prejudice against them, get a cat. Because I guarantee you, they will make you fall in love. Like the moment that cat just never leaves you the fuck alone. Like I can be sitting at my desk, my cat Raja will come in, hop up on my lap, hop on the desk, curl up in a ball, and lay next to my keyboard.
Yep.
And you can't tell me that isn't the cutest shit ever. You have that over and over again, dude, and you will love that thing till the day that thing passes away. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do when Raja dies. I have no clue.
I lost my shit when my cat died. Me and my childhood cat Diesel, we were together for 13 years, and he and I slept in the same bed together every single night for 13 years. And now the older cat who we got, her name is Cherry. She's actually fucking 14 now, and she's got some health problems, but she's been sleeping with me every night ever since Diesel died, ever since I moved back home. So it's, you really will develop that kind of relationship with either a cat or a dog. It's either or. I just don't want any more cats because I hate taking fucking allergy pills to be able to feel like I'm not going to die every day.
Yep.
As soon as these cats die, no more cats.
Yeah, and the thing that sucks for people that don't have allergies and don't know is that allergy meds tend to make you very fuzzy. Like even if they're non-drowsy, you still have a fuzziness about you. It's just manageable instead. Like if I remember before like non-drowsy existed and you just had to like take up like straight up Allegra D, and it's like good luck for driving your fucking car, dude. Like you're just fucked. You're like you basically feel like you're just like leaking out the side of your face. It's terrible.
All right, guys. Well, that's the show. I will say I have scrims in 4 minutes. So, yes, I'm building a team to try and make the Canadian Pro League. I can't announce the roster. I can't.
All you have to know is they don't suck.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep, we don't suck. There you go. I have to go. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I appreciate it. This has been the B-Leaguers podcast, brought to you by the Koya Store. Head to thekoyastore.com/B-Leaguers. Use promo code all caps B-Leaguers for 5% off your order. Thank you so much. I have no idea when the next episode will be. Probably not until things kick off, so probably after Canadian Pro League quals and Challenger League quals. We can probably talk about teams that have qualified for a bunch of different shit and some more of the leagues that have already gotten underway. But there we go, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.